of this oppression and exploitation away from us or aside from us is come together against the common enemy.
Okay, we gon' show you we the best, so we the best to do it. Ain't no question, don't be asking, ain't no other way to do it. We just vibing, popping off and chillin' wherever the crew is. And my flow be coming in, so got it strong, feel like Moses. Yeah, we keep it going, keep it strong, keep it rolling. Faith and hope with some bitches ever stolen. No cash, smoke a joint, teeth golden. Roll a blunt, give a fuck, whole squad run it up.
Yeah, I remember the summertime. I remember rapping a rhyme and the people started laughing, telling me to fucking relax. Now we dumb it down and people started vibing the track. Now we dial it back. Listen, if I'm rapping on my mind, it's a melody. I'm running down the streets and that's a felony. Some people take it back, but that's a jealousy. I'm taking back what's mine with a little bit of Hennessy. Black and white in color, better loving all each other. Rather pay for all my brothers just to watch them me. I be rapping every day just to be out the streets. Now I'm counting from the letter to the A to Z. Everybody wanna rap, but not like me.
Nah, none of them could ever go and rap it like me. Don't give a damn about your Gucci or them Louis and V's. I killed the track, do it again cause I'm a man. Whoa.
Welcome back, everybody, to KJC Scrims, brought to you by KJC Esports, and we're gonna be your shotcasters for today. I'm Dash, and I'm here with Datum. And Datum, we have a bit of our teams right here: NB Esports from Malaysia versus LGM from Singapore. What do you think about this?
I'm so excited for this matchup because unconventional tonight, because rather than having immortal to radiant players tonight, it's a gold to platinum game, which means that we're gonna be seeing some unconventional plays come out, some interesting plays indeed, and I'm so excited to see what both teams have to offer in our table tonight. But before we head off to that, I'd just like to remind everyone that we are having a giveaway of more than 1,500 VPs. Yes, that's right. All you have to do is type !giveaway in Twitch chat, and the instructions we brought up there for you there. No rank limitations, no region limitations, so anyone and everyone can join. If you want free VPs like I do, like I already joined, make sure to join as well. And also, if you haven't already, make sure to give us a like, give us a share, and subscribe. We're on Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and we do have a website now as well at kjcesports.com. We also have a Discord if you want to join these scrims and you want to stay updated in anything and everything that KJC Esports do. Make sure to join that. It's also in the link down below when you type !socials, or you can type !Discord. Going back into the game, Dash, I'm so excited for these two teams. Like you said, it's between LGM from Singapore and NB Esports from Malaysia. And the first map is an NB Esports pick. That is Bind, one of the favorites of most of our competitive teams. What are your thoughts on Bind?
Yeah, and Bind, usually we all know the rotations on this map is pretty easy to do because of the presence of the teleporters. So that's why flanks are easy to do, and even the map is kind of small compared to other maps, and that's why I really love Bind, because it's a really frag heavy map, so we're gonna be seeing a lot of frags, and most likely a Raze is also a very good pick on this map. But normally on the last LCQ, it is lessened compared to how popular Raze was before.
Yeah.
Right now, Jet is preferred over the Raze, and also a Breach is even preferred sometimes.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised with this meta change, because if y'all can remember correctly, Jet got a recent adjustment to her kit where the right click on her ultimate once it gets a kill doesn't get reset anymore. So is the reduction in the number of cloud bursts she has, as well as the increase in price from earlier on in the patch, or in the act rather, which is surprising to me that more and more pros opt for the Jet over the Raze over in Bind as well. But I gotta say, I do like this because I believe Jet is the more I would say versatile of the two. Yes, the Jet does give that leeway when it comes to the operator shots, which does shine in any map and every map in the game. Definitely gonna shine here in Bind as well.
Yep, and that's why I like getting the Jet pick every time, just because of the fact that Jet is really versatile, easy to do compared to the satchels that Raze gives. It's the dash from the tailwind is basically a satchel. the two satchels coming in from Race, and that's why they really picked it. And you usually need the Jet every time, just because you can use Jet as a you can without Jet you don't have an operator player. That's why Jet is really much preferred compared to the Raze. But again, right now it's very interesting to see that both of our teams are opting for that Omen pick compared to the usual Astra Viper. They really want to go to that route where they are gonna use Omen and Sage, which is usually is
your
okay.
agent.
But right now, Astra and Viper are really much preferred just because of the pressure that they give the players.
Yeah, well, it is a scrim after all. If there's any place at all where you can practice new strategies and maybe try out different parts of the meta, it's precisely where you can do it. And the Omen does offer a lot of versatility. Yes, the smokes are there as well, and so are the teleports, which is what you can capitalize on in Bind that you cannot do at the same effect in other maps, especially with, of course, the teleporter place and how small the map is, like you said. And both teams actually have a little bit of information only to work with, because you got Valen on the side of LGM, the only initiator for their side, and on the other half you got Shorty Decay on that KO. So neither of these teams are opting for the Sova.
Yeah, and they didn't want to go for a Sova, which is really interesting to see. They have the Sky and the KO, and that's basically recon agents, but they don't really put as much info as what a Sova could do. And that's kind of interesting here, Datum, that we're going to be seeing something different right now. And this is not what we usually see, but maybe they can make it effective. And you said a while ago, it's scrims anyway, so they are going to go and try and play some stuff, try to do something different like what they normally do. But looking at how the players are positioned right now, they might go for a B hit, and this might be the way to go. Most of the time, it's a B hit, a B rush on the first round, so we're expecting that right now.
Yeah, and without the presence of something like Killjoy or even a Cypher, there isn't even a dedicated Sentinel other than Minami on the Sage for LGM, which is why this is going to be so much easier. The side take from NB Esports, the smokes are being laid out, the knife is already thrown, that's information being given away, but Shizu hasn't been spotted out by the KO knife. Here comes Tailwind into the Cloud Burst, gonna stick on the first frag, gonna come through, it's the trade from Valen, gonna equalize the numbers, speeds the time, will pick that advantage for NB Esports as the plan is now coming through. This is gonna have to be the retake for the last 3 members.
Yeah, they're gonna go for a retake. Blazer falls down already, but it's a good hold coming in from the side of the attackers. But still, a 2v2 is a 2v2. Possible for them to get the win here. Be Long is not clear. The Yoru TP is the one to bait out the team right there. They have the wall coming in, and this is gonna be hard. They need to take that off if they want to get this one down. They need to go and fasten it off. Reaver falls down. The timing is just right. Minima is here. He's trying to run in, but he is not gonna get the timing right, and NG loses the round for the team.
Yeah, the patience from Minami is what won them that round. Not committing the barrier orb earlier on in a site gives them that advantage later on when they do go for the retake. And even though they had the disadvantage going into that, with the perfect trades and the perfect utility usage, they were able to pick up that round, buying enough time, and they knew that the Yoru teleport put him somewhere not necessarily close, which is why, they just have to play their time, stick the defuse, and Minami playing that to a T. Gotta commend him for that. Gonna reward an LGM with the guns this time.
Yeah, really good play coming in from their side, and I wish they would be able to consider that next time. They need to at least go for space taking for the team whenever they're gonna go for a push onto B side, because they lost the space a while ago, and that's the reason why they weren't able to get the places that they need at least to go in. Right now the push is gonna happen on A side. Everybody's here lying in wait for them. They already teleported in. They have the Spectres. Long range is not good for a Spectre, but they're trying their best to get the kills there. Minami is trying to get the kill on Blazer. The Paranoia would be able to hit on one, but still 2 members fell down already, and this might be the plan, but never mind. They are gonna be backing away from this side.
Might be true, but Sordikai finally making his way out of the Showers area. The Paranoia is already there, but Blazer does fall in that encounter. It might still be a hit right now, but of course a little bit of damage has already been done. Senju has fallen from LGM's side. Sordikai is just looking for a bit more. Spectres are now hunting him down. He does find another onto Shizue. The next encounter can have to be against Rimuru. No utility available anymore. Does have a single flash drive, but not gonna amount too much because Rimuru will pick him out in the end. 2-0 on the board, and this time around, and BE Esports are the ones who's gonna pick up the big guns. I'm so excited as well, Dash. By the way, we haven't talked about it yet. That a new patch is coming through soon, right? With a Chamber up in the works. What do you think about Chamber, by the way?
Yeah, if ever Chamber comes in the game, it's really It's basically Riot Games telling us that Jet wouldn't be the only operator player in the game. So that's the reason why they put out Chamber coming into the side. And what I like about Chamber is the economy would be disrupted just because of the
That's
presence
true.
of Chamber in the game.
And it's like he's already been dubbed the eco god, and he hasn't been released yet. But anyway, going back into the game, NB Esports, just because of the 2 frags that happened earlier, courtesy of courtesy of the members of LGM. 2 members from NB Esports will only have the Spectres this time around, which means that this is a doable job for LGM. They might just be able to get this side defense. With 3 members stacked up in B site, they know exactly where the members of LGM are. Here comes the side entry. The paranoia will slow them down. Nai halted, and Shizue picks up Sword. Kai will not be able to pick up another. Zenji picks him up finally. Gonna have to be the retake once more, but Valen is still alive in the backside. That's picked up 2, looking for the third. Ling Ning McChing does trade him out eventually, but here comes the plan. Rimuru can stop it
B.
all by himself, and completely it's falling apart for NB Esports. NG will take him out Rimuru. Okay, it's 1 versus 1, but it's a done deal for Minami as it takes us into 3-0 on the board. LGM, they're not even giving a single round out.
Yeah, what a good headshot coming in from their side. The defender, we all know, Datum, that this map is very defender-sided, and it's really working in the favor right now of NB. Because so far, whenever the push, for the side of LGM, because so far, whenever NB tries to go in for a push, they haven't been taking space onto elbow, they haven't been taking space onto CT, and that's why it's easier for them to push into the side and get some frags of their own. And that's where we see the communication coming in from LGM and NB. They need to up their game if they want to win this next round.
Yeah, and NB Esports, they love going for the rushes. Haven't even gone for a single default so far, and this time around it's gonna pay dividends as Blazer picks up Senju in the shower area. Okay, that's a man advantage for them already. And maybe this time around, they're gonna be the ones who will close this one out. Blazer at the helm, already picked up 2, opening up a site wide open as Rimuru is left all alone down in the lamps area. Spike has already been planted. It's information being given away by Dimensional Drift, courtesy of NG. It's a 3-on-5 on the retake dash.
Yep, they're gonna go for a retake. This is the time that they might be able to get the win here. NB needed this time. And with that, they were able to take the space on the parts of the map that they need to. But this might be still possible if ever Rimuru gets the first kill. Yes, he was able to get that. And this is gonna come in 3v3, possible for them to win. And they might be able to get some more. But they lost 2 members already. The last one standing is gonna fall down. And that's gonna be the win for the attackers. So far, it has been hard for NB. But right now, they were able to take it.
And that's only because Blazer picked up 2 kills right off the bat. He was able to clear up showers, clear up site as well when he picked up the second frag as well. And a real good read actually from LGM. They knew that the last site hit was in A, or in B rather, which is why they stacked 3 members in B site this time around. Unfortunately, Blazer was just blazing into the site, just picked up 2, didn't even get traded out, and finally he was, but the force was overwhelming for LGM, which means that this time around they will not have any firepower to work with. Yes, they've only got Minami, the only one with the assault rifle on their team this time around, but it's shotguns for 2 of them.
Yeah, the fiery force coming in from this team is really showing up for now, and this is just slowly going to the phase that they went in for a default after they won the round. A while ago, they were just really going for rushes, but right now, with the default, they got the members right of LGM surprise, but the flash is gonna happen. They're gonna come in, not gonna be hitting one. Shizu was able to get the 2 kills very easily just because the flash just whipped a bit there. And that's why right now it's a big disadvantage for the side of LGM.
Pop Flash was unsuccessful for Sortikai right there, which punishes them big time. Is gonna be able to pick up the upgrades for LGM as well, because that's 2 assault rifles you do not want to give away. Ling Ching will pick up Rimuru in the process, and NG does on Velu as well, which means that it's already equal footing. And Shizue is still hanging about in the dark cover, waiting for anyone who might be overzealous when it comes to the pushes. He does get this out too. Picks up the next one, Blazer Pause. It's a 3K for him. Only using the judge. Might go for the speak, which is why with the ace, and she's away. It's just Suave with the judge.
Shizu with the ace coming in from the judge. Everyone pushed onto Hookah. They were able to get the spike. And with the way that they're positioned right there, knowing that Shizu was holding the judge, it was really not in their favor. And that was really hard there on. They had the flashes, the paranoia was there, but because the Omen was out with his paranoia of his own, he was discovered by Shizu, he was able to get the first kill, and that's why it snowballed into him getting the ace. Right now, again, back to this iffy buys for the team. They are on Spectres, but they still have 4 ultimates to work with. So if they use this in their favor, they might be getting some kills. Get out of my way! He's seeing Laser and he's gonna fall down. That's big advantage already for the side of LGM.
Look at the confidence from Shizuka. He's still holding the judge this time around, but he's actually going for the lurk all on his own. I mean, Ling Ling Ching will be picked up, but he's at the perfect position. Nobody watching this corner right now as he takes control of Spike. Unfortunately, it's a little bit of a far angle to work with just a judge. As Senju is the one who cleans this one round up for LGM. It's 5-1 on the board, and it's already slowly snowballing in favor of LGM. It's a 4-round lead already, and the last round that NBA Esports won 2 rounds ago wasn't even capitalized on. And now the momentum is swinging in favor of LGM. 4 ultimates after their name. Of course, there are 3 to work with as well for NB Esports, so maybe they could do something, but not now where two of their members are only holding pistols.
Yeah, and what they want to do, because a while ago they were able to buy some guns. What's really hard here for the side of NB is that they buy some guns without consulting other members. But as I'm saying that, the headshot has been called already, but it didn't die. So they have some healers on their hands. So this might be a heal to Reyna anyway. So again, back to my point a while ago, they were having a lot of ultimates a while ago. They had to play Storm, they used it, they weren't successful to get the win, but they still have things to work with. But it is not as big as what the other team has. LGM has 4 ultimates, even the showstopper on hand, so this might be harder for them.
Yeah, NBE Sports, they know that they have 0 guns, or just 1 gun to work with for that matter, which is why they're opting for this default this time around. But look at their positioning. This is why they're so prone to the lurks, because they've always clumped up together. They're not going for the standard default where each lane is accounted for, but at least they are good at playing as a unit. They are good with the rotations, and with Yoru from the shower side can get those picks and that teleport to easily reposition himself safely. This might just be effective for what they're about to be planning out in the B side.
Yep, and now B side has been pushed already. Ling Ling McChing is already on site, but Sisu is here waiting. He has another plan in mind. That's a 3K with the showstopper to stop them. And that was it already, Datum. This might be the round, and Senju is just finding the last kill. NG is here waiting for him, trying to get the shot, but the headshot, what was that flick? Coming from Senju, still getting the kill in the end.
Such an efficient round as well for LGM. They only had to commit a showstopper in that round, and again, it's all because of Shizu. Because he was such a menace to deal with down in B side, even though there was an onslaught of members from NB Sports that was going for the side take. It was such a powerful position, powerful gun as well. Picking up the 3K was essential for them making that round super efficient. And once more, it's the guns for LGM slowly building a bank for themselves, but the same cannot be true for NB Esports, where even though they went for the eco last time, Pizza Time is still only having the Sheriff, but at least they have 3 ults to work with.
Yeah, and they have... Okay, this is really interesting, because if you take a look at how they played the while ago, it was just whenever someone goes for the push, not everyone checks the angles that they need to check, and that might be a problem that NB needs to look out for the next time that they try to push onto the side. Yes, they have a lot of ways. Look at this. They have the ultimate on NG. They might be able to clear some angles, yes, but they aren't clearing this important part of the side. Minami is looking at the right angle. Nobody is clearing him up. That's why they can't even push in. And if NG gets a kill, never mind. Minami was able to cancel that back. He has a resurrection to work with. A 4v4 is still in the works for the team here. They have the ultimate. They might fall down. That's a great advantage already. A 4v3, and this might be the retake.
Might recheck happening from the backside. Sorry, I can't find my words right there, but here we go. The barrier orb is slowing them down a little bit, but Sordikai is there as well. Null Command is gonna help them out some more. Billion does pick up Sordikai. It's a 1 versus 2 now, so hand out in favor of LGM after all said and done. Everything basically was committed from NBE Sports. But LGM, they just played that to a T. They just played it better. And the trades just went in their favor. The gunfights, the duels is where they edged it out. Even though they had to go for the retake with a man disadvantage, they still were able to edge it out against NBE Sports because they were winning the key fights. And as well, the Dimensional Drift not used to the maximum capability or maximum potential for NBNG. Like you said, yes, they were able to clear out backside, but lamps, that was exactly where 3 members of LGM were, and they didn't even see them because NG didn't go as far as he could with Dimensional Drift.
Yeah, they don't get some space for the team whenever they go for the push, so it's easy to retake whenever someone goes in. It's not as awkward as it is for the defenders, and that's why that might be a problem for NB Esports. Remember, Datum, this is a map that NB picked, and they're losing a lot of rounds right now, so this is looking really bleak for the team. They need to try something different if they want to win. Everybody's on B side again. Nobody is here waiting for the lurk, and that's why most of the members have already rotated from the side of LGM. They got 1 kill.
Yeah, Rimuru starting it off strong once more for LGM, and I'm seeing the problem here is that they don't have enough information to go for the side takes. Like you said, NB Esports, they're struggling so hard because Sordikai cannot make the most out of the null command, and 0 point rather, and that's just because they don't have a Sova as well, which begs the question, what are they gonna do to adjust, especially starting from now that they have a 6-round deficit and they have the guns to work with. This is a pivotal point for them, but with already a man's advantage, it's so hard. Dylan will play that perfectly but will not win the duel against NG. Flash will pan out in favor of Yoru, and here comes the side take.
Yeah, they were able to get the kills there, but this 0 point, now they have been stopped just with the presence of 1 smoke. They have some flashes to work with, but this flank from Shizue is really perfect, but not as perfect as I thought it would be. They were able to bait them out just with Tatum. You know why they're looking at that? Because they got baited out by Shizue a while ago, but now they're going onto the B side. Most of the members have already rotated onto A. Now, this might be the retake, a 3v4. They have the advantage on the side of NB.
Yeah, finally, NB Esports have put themselves in a doable position on this post plant with the guns and the manpower. They should be around for them, but let's see if the last 3 members of LGM will be able to clutch this one out. Moving as a unit is what they're known for. They've picked out 1 already. McChing will trade out in their favor. Now even things out by Senju. It's a 2-on-2, and suddenly it's doable for NB Esports. This is supposed to go not their way as NG tricks us into a 1v1 against Senju. Both low ill, and it will pan out in favor for NG with a 3k. And finally, NB Esports, they halt the momentum. That is LGM.
Yeah, NB Esports was able to get the win there, and that's what they need whenever they go for the push. They got the bait, they used the resurrection to at least have some... The call there was they want to go to A side, but they got the bait in the end, and they still pushed on to B. They wanted to go for the resurrection. It was just that the members of LGM didn't caught wind of their plan there, that they want to go for the resurrection to get the advantage with the teams. Without the resurrection, that could have been an LGM round, but NB Esports played that really well to go for the bait.
Yeah, and I'm seeing a pattern here as well. NB Esports, as long as they take out either Shizue or Senju, things mostly pan out in their favor. But this time around, 2 of their members again receiving the short end of stick economy-wise, as Blazer and Sordikai only have the Spectres to work with. Yes, they have From the Shadows for NB Blazer to work with, but again, it's an Omen ultimate. It's not really that big, but when you've gotten the headshot like that on NG, it picked up the unmanned advantage for LGM once more. It's gonna be big for the Omen every single time, and Rimuru even making it harder for NB Esports, now down to 3.
Yeah, a 3v5, not what you wanted to happen if you're on the losing end of the stick. And so far, it has been like this every time they do. Whenever they try to go for the peak, they're going to be on the losing end. And this is the punish. Look at how Senju is going to get the kill here. Just very easy. Just because they don't have flank watch, they're not going for default. It's easy to get the kills, and this might just snowball in their favor. Nickname McChing is the last one standing, and the defenders are attacking their base. This is not what you want to happen. This squad just steamrolled them during that time.
Yeah, flawless round, and I couldn't find a better word if I could. Steamrolling, that's what actually happened. And 8-2 on the board, another eco for NB Esports, and a little bit of uncoordination right here for NB, because when they go for the eco round, some of them have guns, some of them don't, because usually it's an uncoordinated pickups for them. Usually when one of them calls for a gun buy or a force buy, not everyone follows suit, which doesn't work out for them most of the time. And finally, this time around, they will be on the same page, the eco for everyone, which means that they only are gonna be finding that damage, which I'm gonna look out for this one, because if they do pick up the kills right here, this could just destroy the mental of LGM, and that's exactly what they need, especially from a team that has been so good and has picked up so many consecutive rounds.
Okay, Angie is here waiting, gonna be the distraction that they need, and he's gonna be falling down pretty fast with the shorty. I thought that everyone is gonna go in after he uses that ultimate. That just shows the line of communication from the team is deteriorating, and that is just really bad to happen whenever whenever you're in this situation that you're on the losing end, and when your communication deteriorates, you're not gonna be getting those plays that you want to happen.
Now down to 3 members once more. It's a 3-on-5. Of course, they are just looking for the frags, but LGM, they're doing such a good job of staying within their boxes, their safe zones, and with the spike being taken control of by Senju with a kill onto Pete's time, he can push this. Because he knows that the risk is very, very low with only the ghosts to work with. Here comes the party as well. He does pick up the 3k and sacrifices himself, but you know what? Senju doesn't care. He's got so many credits to work with. He's got 9k right now, I
Last
believe.
round in the half.
Senju doesn't even really mind that he's losing a lot, because they have a lot of credits to work with anyway, so it's okay if we lose the showstopper. Even if we lose the next round, it's a 9-3 anyway, and that's why they went in and went for the risk. And I really like the way that they play, honestly, on the defender side. They are just getting frags by frags. It's because of the way that NB Esports' playstyle is that they are going for defaults and nobody is going for the trade. So if we get the first kill, that's why most of the members right now of LGM are just risking it. Because if they get the first kill, it's okay. We're going to be having a better time. But now, with NG getting the punish right there on what I was saying a while ago, that could be good for them, and A side might be the target here.
Yeah, this is the mission right now for LGM. As long as they take us into 9-3, it's doable for them on the second half. Because remember, this is a double duelist lineup for them. As long as they pick up maybe a little bit of leeway this time around, they will be able to just defend. But with Senju picking up Pete's time with the paint shells, Blazer is a prime position, but he will not get the frag with a bit of a miss click right there. Doesn't get anything out of the perfect position that he was in. And suddenly NB, nothing's going in their favor anymore, even though they had so many things going for them in the post plant. That was supposed to be the game-winning position, the round-winning position for NB Blazer, but with him not connecting with the shots, it just didn't work out for them, and he gets punished for it too. And it was just so hard to bounce back from. And going into the second half, it's all gonna boil down to the pistol. And they have to win this pistol.
Yep, it's the same problem all around the board, Adam, because whenever they go for a post-plant situation, what you want to do against a team like LGM is go for a post-plant situation. But if you go for a post-plant situation and where you're gonna be on the losing end, you're just gonna be having a hard time there. And that's why I don't really see why NB Esports tried their best to get into the side, but didn't bother to get some space on the backside. That is honestly very important to have.
Well, but this time around, it's a breath of fresh air for both teams as they do switch up sides. 10-2 is very little room to work with, but it's still very, very possible. Now with Senju picking up the first frag once more, NB Esports have a huge disadvantage as NG falls. Blazer finally trading out with a kill onto Shizue, but Rimuru nullifies it, gains the advantage once more. That's 2-on-4, another retake. But for this time, it's Ling Ling McChing and Pizza Time who are working. It's going to slow them down. A bit of chip damage for themselves as well. But the barrier orb is still available here for Pizza Time. As long as they get themselves in position, maybe they can do this. But with the time ticking against their favor, it's going to be so hard. Especially with Senju picking up Pizza Time. Lightning McChing will pick up 4 with a double headshot. At least NB Esports,
they have time. Yes, they have. Yeah, they have some time. And so, wow, that is very interesting to see. NB Esports was able to get it. And that is what you want to happen on a 2v5. At least on the side of LGM, they tried to take some space onto backside. They were punished just because they went so far in. But that's honestly what you want to do. That's how you want the play to happen. It's just that Ling Ling McChing during that time was just crazy with the headshot. He got everything during that time.
Yeah, absolutely true. With the post plan, it seemed doomed for an NB Esports. But Ling Ling McChing emerged as the hero in that round. Now, the mission for NB Esports is to take it one round at a time because, yes, they have a huge advantage going into this next one. It is essentially a bonus round for them, but the next round is a hugely different story, especially if the damage will be done for LGM. And
Yeah.
if LGM will be able to get this thrifty, it's lights out for them because it's their turn down the chopping block. So what they want to do now is play safely, use their guns to their advantage, and hopefully get enough creds, enough going for themselves, enough momentum so they can withstand the storm that is gonna happen in the next round. Because no matter what, LGM, they're gonna pick up their firepower in the next one.
Yeah, they got the firepower, and I'm kind of seeing a very good pattern here for the side of LGM. It's just that they really still want to go for the same play that they did a while ago, and they went in for the side. They tried to take some space. They're gonna go to the back side, and they might be able to get some kills of their own. They need to just back away from this and play it safe, because with the classics that they have, they might have it easier compared to NB. That the Spectres are in their hands, so Blazer would just go on a rampage, get the first kills, and that is gonna be the guiding light. Be able to get a kill. Shizu was able to get one really fast for them. Not gonna be able to get the Spectres, and this is gonna be bad for the team. NB is just having a good time, and this is gonna be the kills coming in from their side, and this might be, oh no, Valen is just jumping around trying to save himself, but still, that is gonna be on round 4 NB Esports.
Yeah, Balen's picking up 2 frags there. It's gonna hurt NB Esports economy right now. Yes, at least they have 3 members still standing, which means that some of their members will be having those fresh gun upgrades from here on out, but the same is true for the entire team of LGM. This is where they want to end things now. Remember, they're 2 rounds away from match point, and as long as they play this according to their playbook, as long as they play this as they should, it should be a round for them. The pressure now is on NB Esports to try and be unpredictable, because this is where you want to be when you are at the losing end anyway, and when you're at the eco especially.
Yeah, on the short end of the stick, you really need to play really slow. So if the timing is just right, they know that NG is there waiting, and this is good because B side might be the target, and almost all of the members are here, and this might be a problem in their position because they're oh no, pizza time! It's not looking in the right direction, and that might be the problem here because Angie is gonna be getting the kill. They got the space that they need. They're already on site. They're gonna get the flash in, but nobody pushed in. So that is going to be the kills coming into their side. Senju gets the pain shells. It's a 3v2. It's going to be easier here on for the team. They just need to clear those angles, and they're taking a lot of time. Blazer is super low in HP. He has been discovered. He's going to get pushed down, but Rimuru was there waiting with a headshot on hand, and that's going to be a win already for the side of LGM.
Yeah, you can see that the mental of NB Esports are slowly crumbling. They got misplaced left and right. Sordikai just went running and gunning with the flash drive out, as well as Pizza Time turned his head at just the perfect timing for the members of LGM to capitalize on. Just gonna punish them so hard. At least they have enough creds. At least they built their bank enough in the past couple of rounds that they have enough going on this time so that they can defend. But the room is just not there. 11-4 on the board, and Shizue is looking primed and ready once more with the judge.
Yeah, and that was good plays coming in from their side with the judges on hand. But
I've got your trail. Ouch! Already.
they have the paranoia onto Blazer. They're pushing in really fast. They're trying to get the space that they need, but the headshot is there. Blazer is going to be forced to back away. This is what they need. A crossfire for the team, but there's a wall walking on their hands, and this might be the kill. Minami was able to get one. They have Blazer, but the crossfire of the other team was able to get the win in the end.
Yeah, NB Esports Blazer was so good in that round. Gonna buy more time for NB Esports this time around. And it's 5-11, so they're ever so slowly inching towards that point where they can go maybe equalize the score and get ahead. So the name of the game for them now is to hold tight, because so far they've been doing such a good job even from behind, and they've forced LGM into an eco. Even though they don't have guns on everyone this time, it's okay because LGM doesn't either. And this time they are looking ready to go for this reverse sweep. And as long as they play their cards right, as long as they maximize their utility, their kit, I'd say they can. And with this though, the actual teleport comes through from NG. This might be painful for them, but good thing that they do shut it down.
Yeah, they were able to shut down, especially the healer that they have in the team. They won't be regenerating, but they still have another healer. The pocket healer, Valen, is already there. And going into the side, this is what you want to happen. You want to clear all the parts of this side, and this might be... What was that? That was a good 0 point. He was able to cancel out the showstopper on the right timing, and that's why they weren't able to use it very effectively. Rimmer would get the first kill here, and that's going to be what they need. And there's a 2v1. Still possible for them to win. They have the Blade Storm on Ling Ling McChing. Gonna back away with the tailwind. Look at this, Datum. This might be possible for Ling Ling.
Yeah, and remember, this is Ling McChing Dash. He's just the one to watch out for, even on the pistol rounds where he has popped off left and right. And he has to pop off now, but Valen just doesn't let it happen. Takes us into match point for LGM. And that's scary for NB Esports. When you pick a map like this with such confidence, remember, they are the ones who picked up Bind. But when you are so behind in the map that you picked, it's gonna take a toll, especially in the long run. Remember, this is a best of 3, and the next map is gonna be an LGM map on top. So more going against NB Esports. Let's see if they will be able to close this one out with a 7-round consecutive win, or they won't, because the guns aren't looking too hot for NB Esports.
Yeah, and now, as you said, Tatum, they have very iffy buys a while ago during the round that LGM won. They have iffy buys themselves, but they were still able to get the win in the end, and that's how you want it to happen. Ling Ling is on the flank. They were able to hear it. Rimuru has an idea that it happened. Wait, what? He wasn't able to hear it. Oh no, yeah, they were able to hear it. That's why Shizuo is here waiting for them, and that's why... Looking at the timing, Ling Ling might get the punish here if it's not... I think they weren't able to hear it, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, so Ling Ling might be able to get the flank here, so they might have a problem later on. Ling Ling might be seeing them. This is the timing that he wanted all along. That's gonna be good. He was able to get 2 kills already. No resurrection on hand, and this might be it, but never mind. A 3v4, but still, 2 kills is very, very good for the team, making it an equalizer with Rimuru getting that last one.
Yeah, perfect guiding light there for Valen. Actually, he gets the better end of it for Valen, as Sordikai will not be able to destroy that Seekers with only the Marshall, but at least they have equalized things, like you said, and Rimuru at the helm. Gonna go for this site entry in B side, and B, they're just gonna be willing to give this one away. Blazer is holding that angle, waiting for the spike plant, so the plan is the post plant, but Rimuru looking to make it easier as Valen's right there as well. Pizza Time will make this into 1 versus 2, but there's so much going on against him. Again, at least he does pick up the upgrade for himself, but the information is already there. You know exactly where Pizza Time is, and all they have to do is buy their time.
Yeah,
Valen and Minami, just the crossfire, that's all they need.
Yeah, this is the last round, remember, so he needs to risk this out. He needs to clutch it up if he still wants to get a win right now, but the guiding light was just perfectly timed there, Dayton.
Yeah, LGM, they will be securing this round with a 13-5 score line. Remember, this is the NB Esports map, which is gonna beg the question, what is NB Esports gonna change up in the next one with the next map, Ascent, another map picked up by LGM. So what I saw there is that both teams, they're not really fans of the default. Yes, they do offer it sometimes, but they do prefer going for the all-in ham most of the time, which is something that I would probably see change in the next matchup, especially in Ascent. Bind is the map where, you know, it is kind of the exhibition of the defaults, but you can do that in Ascent as well. And when you've got LGM on the attacking side, I would say they're the of the two a little bit more patient when it comes to the defaults, which is I would say will work out depending on how they execute it.
Yep, and it's a frag heavy map, Data. I mean, that's the reason why LGM got the upper hand there, because right now they are the team who gets a lot of frags, who gets a lot of wins in the trades, and you don't want it to happen on a map like mine. But at least now on Ascent, it's a bit bearable because you can play around the plays. You can play around the side, you can play around mid, and that's the reason why Ascent might be the map for the side of NB if they want to turn it around. But still, this is a map that LGM picked, so I'm not really that confident if they would be able to come back from this.
Yeah, but who knows, Dash? And again, that was game 1 of our KJC Esports Scrim tonight. Stay tuned because we will come back after this short break with game number 2 in Ascent. tonight's KJC Esports, KJC Scrims. My name is Datum and I'm casting here tonight with Dash, and it is a match between LGM from Singapore and NB Esports. The first match was done in bind and it was a quick one with LGM sweeping it 13-5, I believe, against NB Esports, despite NB Esports picking that map. I'm gonna be expecting a change of pace here now that we're going into Ascent, which is an LGM pick. But what are you expecting, Dash?
Yeah, I kind of expect that this might be a map and where the playstyle of NB Esports would be better, just because they're really not a frag heavy team. Most of the time, they really go with just the utilities, but they need to work on their communication lines if they want to win against a team like LGM. This team, LGM, is really frag heavy. Whenever they're given the chance, they're gonna get the kill anyway. So it's gonna be hard for NB Esports, but still, the effort that they might put up might be what will set us apart in going into game 3. So that is what I'm waiting for NB Esports.
Yeah, and we saw signs of life as well on the latter parts of the game where they've sort of already adapted to the way LGM plays. On the latter parts, if you remember correctly, it was them that was always ready, that was almost always ready for the flanks that LGM have always set up. And that's what I'm going to be expecting this time now that it's game number 2. Both teams have already gotten the feel of how each other play. And LGM, they've shown us so many times that on the defending, they do like going for the solo, maybe duo aggressive pushes, flanking on other sides of the map that NB Esports have to be careful for now, especially that they're starting on the defending side. Maybe they could take a page out of the LGM book and do that themselves too.
Yeah, they need to do that and try to get some frags of their own. Maybe they're taking their time to get online, and that might be what we're waiting for the side of NB. But they need to fasten it up because right now they're back against the wall. It's a 1-0, and we all know in a best of 3, it's still easy for you to turn around the momentum because it's really not that big compared to a best of 5. So right now on the best of 3, it's still possible for NB Esports. They just need to get their frags right if they want to get the win on here.
And speaking of going online, KJC's Esports is everywhere online. Give us a like, give us a share, and subscribe because we are on Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. We have a website as well at kjcesports.com. We pump out a lot of content on our YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification button if you want to get acquainted or even get to know more about the scene, especially the Southeast Asian scene. And the game is about to start because we are already in the Agent Select and let's see what both teams are going to be picking in Ascent.
Yeah, what are they going to be picking on Ascent? And the problem is whenever you're thinking about Ascent, you really want to go for the Astra Viper route sometimes, but most of the time it's not as effective as how an Omen could really. This is one of the maps in where Omen could actually be okay, but Astra is still the better option every time. But maybe these teams are really just experimenting on how they're going to be playing around on Omen, especially that Omen's paranoia maybe is better with their playstyle as a team. So that's why they're going for it. And I think we're seeing a bit of the same lineups from both of our sides, and we're just having a difference here of having the killjoys on their sides.
And something that is of note here is that the KO is slowly rising up in ranks in terms of playability in Ascent. This is something that Paper Rex has brought out as well quite recently, but the difference is it is usually coupled up with the Astra because of the synergy between the Fragment and the Gravity Well. That is something that is super effective, especially in Ascent, because it is one of the maps where the site entry, the main entry, especially in A site and B sites, are both very narrow corridors where you can maximize the Gravity Well. But this time around, NB Blazer is gonna be locking up the Omen once more for NB Esports, and we're not gonna be seeing an Astra for either team because both of them opted for the Omen instead.
Yeah, this is what the reason why they go for that item is because they want to. Honestly, what I think about this is KO's Molly is one of the fastest popping mollies in the game, and that's the reason why the Gravity Well is so effective on triggering that combo. And even if and the problem with the Phoenix with his Molly is that Phoenix's Molly range is really short, and that's one of the reasons why he's also not picked. So that's why as you said, KO is also a really good pick on this map. I mean, on that combo, but without the Astra, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, absolutely true. But You gotta remember, this is still an Omen we're talking about. That's the paranoia. That's the best blinding ability in the entire game. There's basically no counterplay with it. If you're in the area, you can't do anything about it. You're nearsighted for so many seconds that it's so hard to counter. You just have to position yourself perfectly, and that's a luxury you don't have in a set. Not a lot of space, and here comes the side take. A lot of space being taken by Rimuru as he picks up NG, opening up a site, and the site plant, the spike plant is gonna be there. A retake 4-on-4.
Yeah, this is what I'm afraid of whenever you're fighting a team against this. Like how Shizu is taking up some space onto Heaven even though he doesn't need to. That's the playstyle that you need to do. On the side of LGM, they're very aggressive. They want to take some space, make it as comfortable as it is. Get the power angles that you need as team, and you're going to be winning the round. And look at what's happening. They're really snowballing the round. Everyone is picking at them, and they're going to be getting the triple kill onto Rimuru, and that's going to be the round already for the side of LGM.
Another quick round, and that's brought to us, of course, by LGM. Still not playing the defaults, and this time it's paying dividends. It's working so well for them as they start off the game strong with an easy first round. There's just 2 kills that went through in favor of NB Esports, and Rimuru was a monstrosity with the side take. He was the first one to get in and the last one to get kills. He got 3 frags to his name, which made it so much easier for the rest of his teammates to just be the backup in that post plant. And again, a lot of it is because they do go for this super aggressive plays even when they don't need to, which is something that NB Esports can capitalize on. Now, Ling Ning has the shorty in hand, but it's not going to prove a lot of work now that he's in a site. The side take is happening on the other side of the map. Senju opens it up by killing Sordikai. It's 5-on-4 and another retake gonna have to happen even with the spike not planted yet.
Yep, and they're going into the side, but at least Ling Ning was able to answer one back, and this is going to be the kills coming in from their side. Rimuru gets 2, and that's going to be the headshot from Shizu, and that's again a win for the Slime squad on the side of LGM.
Yeah, LGM, they're making quick work out of this attacking half and definitely showing us why they are a force to be reckoned with and why they picked this map. Remember, they're the ones who picked it. Despite being on the attacking side, they are so dominating. And again, I would like to point this out again because I think it's doing wonders for the side of LGM because there is no Astra, just no one that can stop anyone from pushing the sites. Or maybe they just have to position Valen better and to get the reads better. Maybe this time it is going to work out better in favor of NB Esports that they have positioned Valen on the Killjoy in B site, which is where 3 members of LGM are.
Yeah, and yep, this is gonna be good because 3 members are waiting onto the B side, and especially that you have a Killjoy on hand with full utilities, this is gonna be easier for them. At least that's basically what you want to happen on a Killjoy lineup. You want to get the kills. Okay, the timing was just right, but Senju was still able to capitalize on getting the kill, and that's what you want to happen on getting the Reyna. He was able to get the regeneration, and the timing was just right. Rimuru was able to get the answer back again, and this is just hard here on a 3v5 with only 1 person on site, but still it's a Killjoy on both house, and we all know how this might happen. A 2v5 still possible if ever Sordikai gets the first kill here against Rimuru. He gets the first at least. He might be able to get some trades of his own. 24 HP on hand, but okay, not gonna be able to get the kill, and that's gonna be a 4v1. Kind of impossible for Ling Ning to be able to win, but he got the first kill.
Will not be able to get a second dash because that was supposedly the round for NB Esports, but they just weren't able to because they went for a sort of half buy in the second round where they usually go for the full-on eco. And because of that, only Ling Ning had the assault rifle to work with in that round, which meant that the duels was basically evenly favored for both teams. And when you put LGM at an equal footing and it comes to dueling, it all boils down to dueling, it's almost certain that they are gonna wing it every single time. And now they're the ones who have the better firepower. Shizue is not even gonna pick up that assault rifle because he's feeling so confident with his aim with just the sheriff.
Yep, Ling Ning has the shorty on hand, gonna go forward, has able to get the kill, and they're gonna move more. At least they were able to stop the push from happening, and NG might be able to get some more kills right here. Do they really want to go in, or do they really want to go back out of the way? Because look at that, the timing from NG was just good, but Minami was able to cancel him out. 3 people are still on site, but they are going to be able to go for a 2v3. Still possible for them to win. They are on an eco round, yes, but they have been able to do the damage that they need.
Yeah, gun upgrades are now gonna come through as Sordi Guy and Yora will be picking up those guns for themselves. Blazer does pick up Shizue in the process, and it's doable for them. It's a 1-on-3, and they will be picking up the guns as well, so at least they halt the momentum. There's no way that Minami will be able to go for this 1 versus 2, and there you go. 1 versus 3, and there you go. Yora will pick him up in the process. It's the first round to go in the wave NB Esports, and they pick up the guns as well. So that's a real good job for them, halting the momentum early on from LGM, but LGM is just too far ahead already that they are undeterred. They will still be picking up as much firepower as they can, on top of having 3 huge ultimates, and that's the lockdown available on Valen as well. So yes, they were able to pick up a single round, but this is where it actually begins. This is where the true test of times begins, where the guns are still there, the momentum is not in favor of LGM anymore, and they have more ultimates to work with than NBE.
Okay, they were able to discover the members, the 3 members that are on B side already. And that's what you want to happen. Getting the info that you need. The bait has already been set. That is the info trap. Maybe that was really the plan coming in from the side of LGM. They're gonna still go for a killjoy lockdown onto their side, and they're gonna push their favors here. With NG being discovered, he might fall down really fast. And with the mollies being popped out to them, this might be possible for them to go and still push onto the side because they were able to back away. Senju is here onto the backside, was able to get the flanks, was able to get 2 kills already. And that, what was that thing coming from inside? Blazer almost falling down, and that was so crazy coming from Senju, and that just snowballed around in favor of LGM.
Oh, and B Sports, they have to keep up with LGM. This is the same strategy that LGM has been using since Bind. They leave one member flanking or lurking, and it just works out in their favor because NB Esports are not prepared for it at all. They were thinking that everyone from LGM is gonna go for the site hit in a site because they committed the lockdown, not knowing that middle is up and ready for the taking, as well as the tree area, because they rotated so quickly, and that opened up the lurk from Senju. Picking up those frags is so essential for them, getting the 4-1 on the scoreboard. And let's see, maybe they're gonna be seeing another repeat of that, especially because they only had to commit Valen's lockdown in that fight.
Yep, they were able to commit the lockdown, and they were able to get what they need during that time. And now, going forward, it might be, okay, they really need to go in for a really good timing, and they were able to get the first kill in the end, and that's going to be good. At least they were able to trade out 1, and they are pushing for more advantages. This is what I like about them. LGM trying to get more, and that space has been punished. Never mind what I said, Data.
Yeah, Rimuru tried to do the same thing, but this time NBE finally taking care of that flank. Now, Lingning McCheng is gonna have to lead the charge. Maybe with the blades here, as they do get spotted out by the sentry turret. Senju once more at a perfect position. The spot out barrel, but his head has already been decapitated off. Nabi answers back with kill onto Yura, and suddenly it's in favor of NB Esports. It's now down to 1 versus 1. Minami will not be closing it out against Lingning McCheng, who picks up the second round for NB Esports.
Okay, he was able to get the kill, and that's what's important for their side. They were able to get that, and that's a win for NB Esports right now. They have some ultimates to work with. They didn't even use anything during that round, even though that they have that up. Now, with 5 ultimates on hand, they just need to get some rounds with this. It's basically their arsenal that they need to use very wisely if they want to chase this down. But remember, they still have 4 ultimates also on the side right now of LGM. So this might be a really tricky route that they need to go through.
You know, on top of the firepower being still in favor of LGM, despite the last round being won by NB Esports, another push gonna come through from Lingning McCheng. I'm sorry, I keep saying that name wrong, but he's just to pick up the first frag. Valen falls, and that's the lockdown. Not gonna be available, especially with the orb being available for pickup as well. And a great job from Lingning, punishing that right off the bat.
Okay, everybody has already rotated onto the B side, but would they still be pushing their advantages here? Because considering that everybody is already here, it's not going to be easy for them to go for pushes. Because if they go for more, they might be losing a lot of members already. So they just need to back away here, cut their losses, get some space onto the other side of the map, and maybe with the Empress on their hands, they might be, oh, that's the reason why. The spike has fallen, and that's why they really wanted to go for this. But still, we weren't able to get it, though. So they might be going for a different style of play here, Jada, because they might be, oh no, they haven't seen it. So that might be a problem, though.
Woo! Ooh, a little play there. Uperu picks up the spike by Shizue, but Blazer right here waiting for them with open arms. He will spot out one, but will not win that fight against Shizue. So it's a 2-on-4. It'll have to be the retake as Senju tries to be the hero, tries to pick up Sword. Kai will not be able to, but at least they got the spike plant off, and they are at beautiful positions. Ryaura has to be careful with this because he doesn't know where Rimuru is, and with that 1v1 going in favor of Rimuru, it's gonna be doable this time around for LGM.
Yeah, they're gonna go for a retake and they don't see anyone with that 0 point, but still Rimmer was able to get killed. Remember, he has a 3k. He might be going for an ace here, but he's still low in HP. Would they risk this win or would they not? They're losing a lot of time and they might go too late, too little, too late, and that's gonna be Shizue getting the first kill. They have some more to work with, but the time would not be in favor of Ling Ning McChick for sure, and he's gonna fall down with the guns because look at this. Rimuru is here waiting for him to go through, and that's gonna be the punish coming in from the side of LGM.
Yeah, so talk about salt to the wounds as Rimuru pick up the kill onto Ling Ning McChing. Not even gonna allow him to get the assault rifle this time. And then it's another eco for NB Esports, and they only had to commit LGM only had to commit the Empress in that round. So efficient for them every single time, and ever so slowly they're building their momentum once more. Yes, the round before the last was won by NB Esports, but with how primed looking LGM are, they're looking to take this one as a bonus because it's the classics only for NB Esports.
They were able to get that, and they're still going for a B-side push. They have the lockdown to work with. That's why they're going for it. And now, with that, they use it in their favor. Ling Ning McChing is here waiting on site. Nobody has been discovered still, and they are going to go for more. They were able to get 3-1. Was that Ling Ning McChing? Gets a 4K. Might be going for an ace, and that's it for the side of NB Esports. What a good play. He was not discovered, and he was able to get the win for the team.
Good chow, that Jet must be singing with that Blade Storm. Picks up the ace, such an aggressive push for him, but it just paid dividends so well for NB Esports because other than the fact that he got the ace, and that's on top of a Thrifty, on top of his teammates getting the upgrades as well, because not a lot of members fell in that round for NB Esports, which is so good for them. That round wasn't supposed to go their way, but with Ling Ning popping off like that, that's all they need to get back into it. And now it's down to a 2-round lead, and it's an iffy buy this time for LGM.
Yeah, and they're gonna be pushing for more, and that is what boggles me the most, Tatum. They still want to go on to B side even though that they failed the push a while ago. So this shows the confidence of the team. This might be what they want. You look at how they chewed all their utilities just for them to get space onto the side. Ling Ning McChing, remember, is on site again waiting for them. Would he do the same thing? He's on boathouse. He's not gonna get that because Rimuru is gonna take him down. And now this is gonna be hard here on a 4v5. Not gonna be easy, but they have the lockdown to work with.
Absolutely true. The Hunter Spirit's available for Minami as well for that post plant. Senju does not win that duel against Yaura, making it doable, but against 4 members still alive, that's being followed by the lockdown and the onslaught from NB Esports. Now down 2-on-2-on-2. And Shizue has to push this because the defender lockdown is already done and dusted, but it doesn't matter because they picked up the frags before it's even finished. Commencing. And that round was so quick, the decisiveness from LGM. Not gonna let the retake happen for NB Esports.
Yeah, what was that coming in from that team? Because looking at how they play, they forced the hand of LGM when... That's what I like about the Killjoy, honestly, Data. Whenever a lockdown is being put down, it forces you to go for a route and where you run away or you force the fight from happening. And that's what they did for the side of LGM. They were forced to get the fight. It was almost too close for the side of NB Esports to get the win there. And that is really what I like about it, because right now at least they show some signs of life, but now they don't have any guns to work with. So this might be a hard, because look at this. A side is gonna get pushed down, flash is gonna happen, they get the kill, Rimuru gets one, and now they're gonna push for more. They have some walls to work with, and they what was that shot? Senju was able to cancel. The duelist down with the sheriff on hand, and they're gonna be getting this plant down. Even though that is going to be it, it's still going to be possible for them to get this retake. A 4v4 is still a possible fight to win, but with Shizue onto a very, very high place, the high ground it is, And Ling Ning Ching with his own devices, would he be able to clutch it up? He gets one, he's not gonna get more. And that's gonna be the win for LGM.
It's been so far a pendulum, right, Dash? It's one side on the one time you got NB Esports, on the other you got LGM, but ever so slowly, once more, I gotta point this out that LGM are taking the momentum, they're claiming it. It's already 4 rounds up ahead for them, and this is the mission. This is the mission right now for NB Esports. As long as they keep it within 4 rounds, maybe it's still doable for them in the second half, because that's the magic number, right? 8-4. That's what you gotta gun for when you are behind on this first half. But will they be able to do that in this round? Will they be even able to minimize the damage, turning it into a 5-7? Let's see right now. Ling Ning Cheng will be a fortress down in B side as he does immediately shut down the Empress from Senju. That's gonna halt the push. Information is there as well with a quick updraft onto the window, and it's still gonna be a B hit, it seems like, because everyone from from LGM is still in the area. They have to be careful about the lurks this time because they are very vulnerable for one, especially with Yora hanging
What
about the
was
middle
that?
area. They do open it up a little bit by taking out Ling Ning Cheng. Sordika is the last one in sight, has to be calling for reinforcement now while the side check hasn't happened yet. NG, okay, will finally be able to be traded out, and it's a 2-on-3, so they have to keep this advantage with Blazer, and the lurk has to be closing this one out as they do close down the gap a little bit. 4-7 on the board. NBA, they take this into a 3-round deficit.
Yeah, that is honestly, whenever one falls down on the side of LGM, that is the time that NB should have been capitalizing on getting those kills. Because most of the time, whenever that happens, LGM doesn't know what to do. They don't know if they need to rotate, or they always commit onto the side. So you can go for flanks, and that's the reason why they were able to get the win there, is because Blazer was there onto the flank. He was able to get the 2 kills. But if ever they get the first kill, that is the reason why they couldn't have an advantage shooting the whole round. And that's what you want to do against a team like LGM. But with the null command being pushed into the A side, that forces them back out of the way.
Yeah, he immediately activated the null command after spotting down a few members of LGM with the 0 point. Such an effective use of this KO, but again, it's so much more effective on the attacking side, which is why NB Esports, they're just taking this 1 round at a time. They want to get to that second half where the KO can be used to full potential, especially with the 0 points. But with NG out of the equation, the lockdown is going to provide so much space for Shizue as he does go for the ultimate into the heaven area. Blazer hasn't been spotted out as of yet, but neither has Shizue, but he doesn't make it work. This time around, as Yora picks up 2. Blazer still alive in the hell area. Nobody's still keeping him in check as he picks up Minami. It is now down to Valen to try and go for this 1 versus 3. But against a Paranoia and 3 members, I doubt he will be able to as he falls finally, and it's 5-7 on the board. NB Esports are looking to go the distance.
Oh yeah, NB Esports getting a 7-5 against LGM on their own map. So now we're waiting for the defense to come through, because when they went into the defense a while ago, that is when most of the members of LGM shine. So this might be the chance for NB Esports to at least chase that out, get the pistol round in, and if ever you get the two rounds in, you at least get an equalizer. Now that's doable for NB Esports to take the win there.
And with NG on the attacking side now, gonna be able to capitalize on that 0 point and the null command. That is where the maximum value can be brought. Excuse me for that. Is the maximum value that you can get out of the null command when you activate it on the attacking side, because it does shut down so much utility, including the sentry turrets and the alarm bots from the Killjoy. So now they are gonna have to bank on that, especially that they only have 1 duelist, Ling Ning Cheng, to work with. But with how well Ling Ning Cheng has performed individually as a duelist, I'd say they can still go for this comeback because they've managed to stop the bleeding. Only now down to a 2-round disadvantage. And like you said, it's all gonna have to bank. They have to win this pistol. NB Esports, that's all they have to win this time.
Yep, they really need to win the pistol round, just because if ever that happens, it's gonna be easier there on, and that is possible to snowball in their end. And that's what you want to happen for for this situation, you're on a game 3, on a game 2, you're down 1-0. What you want to happen is exactly that. You want to get the win, and if ever you get that, you're gonna go into game 3 with the momentum on your side. But still, it's still a long shot, but still possible for NB Esports to get.
Definitely true. It is a breath of fresh air, like I've been saying for each of this switcheroos on the second half. 7-5 on the board, just a small lead in favor of LGM for now. And I have to say, this is so much closer than I thought it would be, considering that this is an LGM map. Remember, they're the ones who picked it up, and with the amount of domination that they showed in Bind, I was expecting to see a repeat of that, only to get the exact opposite. This is so much closer, and they showed a lot of prowess on that attacking side. And with the defense right now, without an Astra as well, it's a little bit harder to do, I would say, compared to having a KO on the defending side. Because again, a KO, an Omen, it doesn't provide as much defensive strength as an Astra does. Yes, you still have the paranoia to push down to shut down the pushes with just a single ability. But after the fact, they could just reset. The enemy team could just reset and still go, which is why it is generally favored to have Astra in a sense.
Yeah, and right now, with the timeout coming in, we're just waiting for Minami to get back into the game. And if ever he gets in, he might be up for a really good surprise here. Because right now, most of his teammates are really going for those sheriffs. If ever Senju might be able to get the... What I really like about the classic right now, Daden, before it gets nerfed, I really want to see how they are going to be using this right now. Because later on, it's going to get nerfed for sure.
Yeah, that's true. The classic is getting nerfed in the next patch. The I believe it's the moving, or rather the running and the walking corrections going to be increased by a lot, right? I'm looking at the numbers now. It's going to be adjusted from a firing error of walking from 0.05 to 0.6. That's almost 10 times of a difference. And that's of course, it's going to take a toll on the left click, right? But more so on the right click, which is why it's going to be so much harder to do the right clicks on the classic. So much harder to make it all the more effective. So both teams want to capitalize that for now. As the side take is going to happen, seems like on A, they have been spotted out by the Recon Bolt. And that's the information advantage that Minami has that NG does not. Because Recon Bolt is heavily favored compared to the 0 point. Shizue is trying to be that deterrent, is the one that is lurking. But Ling Macheng picking up the first frag is gonna open up a lot of space down in A side. But they have to be careful. Everyone from LGM is already down here. At least they're gonna have side control. But once more, it's gonna have to be the retake for LGM.
Now retake for LGM. Nobody is still down on for the count, but still low in HP on almost all of the members. But 4K has happened in just a blink of an eye. That was easy for the team, and they were just all around Data because they also have some people in the flank.
Shizue using that to his advantage once more. It seems like NB Esports have yet to catch wind of the strategy of LGM, and that's the lurk on top of lurk on top of lurk, especially on the defending side. It's where it's so unpredictable for Shizue, which is why NB Esports, they have to be careful of that this time. They could at least put the sentry turret behind them so that they have someone watching their behind, because that was just essentially what happened there. They were overwhelmed after the plant. Even with the man advantage, they were overwhelmed where to look at, and they scrambled. They had no idea what's happening because there was Shizue on A main. And then there was a few members of NB Esports, or rather LGM, on the heaven area. The crash down was just too much to deal with. And now without guns, it's once more looking doomed for them as Blazer opens up the round with a kill onto Valen, traded out immediately by Shizue.
Yeah, this is what I say about the right clicks from the classic. It's just really interesting to see Blazer was able to get double headshots
I love the classic,
onto that guy. Yep, and that's why it's really hard to deal with. But with people going onto the B side just for baits. Might be, oh no, he's gonna be, oh, what was that flick? Coming from Rimuru, it was really perfect for them to get the timing right there. But now A's site has already been breached. Most of the members of NB are just running around and they're just trying to take space for the team. They might be able to get more with NG. Okay, being the bait onto B, even though that A side is really clear, might be hard here on now. A side is going to be planted all along. Almost everybody's there. There's the wall coming in onto A. They didn't know that, and that's going to be hard here on. But still, it's a 3v2. Possible for them to win.
A real good bait being set up by NB Esports, but that's gonna leave Lingling McChing and Yora, the last two members standing without any guns still to work with. They don't have access to the upgrades because the frags have happened across the map all the way down into B site, which means that they have to go. They're gonna have to make do with just the clerics. Paranoia is gonna come through. It's a 2-on-3. Remember, as Shizue picks up Yora, Lingling McChing is good for the thing, but Rimuru cleans it up. Picks up the 9th round for LGM. It's a 4-round advantage. Still, they've managed to make it into a 4-round advantage after all said and done, Dash.
Yeah, good kills coming in from their side, and they were able to get the win in the end. I really love how most of the time whenever it comes down to it, it's just that LGM are always going to be performing. They're always going to get the kills with the right timing, with the communication for the retake, and that's what I said a while ago. They won on bind when they went into the defense with a very, very great margin. And now it's showing that their defense is really solid.
Yeah, it's so convincing to see that their defense is absolutely on point. Shizue has the judge. Okay, we'll pick up one. Looking for the third as he picks up Lingling McChing. Finally gets silenced, but it doesn't matter. He's not spotted. SNG finally shuts him down. Taking us into a 3-on-3 still. So still very, very doable for the gunless LGM squad, as the lurk finally gonna happen once more. Let's see if this time Sordikai and the rest of the NB gang will be ready for this. Seems like at least they're looking at the right angle, so all Valen has to do is wait for anyone to be over aggressive and push this middle area. Gonna check the corners. Minami will be fallen, will be destroyed by Blazer as he picks up the second as well. All gonna leave Rimuru with just a Spectre. And this is telegraphed for NB Esports. Yes, they have the guns. They have the bigger guns. At least a little bit of damage has already been done. As Rimuru picks up the third kill for him and his team. Might be doable here because he had the proper angle. He picks up Blazer as well. So it's all falling apart for NG, who doesn't have access to the spike. He has to push this, even with a lot of utility. He has to use this flash, but he's gonna peek it, so he's gonna lose it against Rimuru. Gonna give the upgrade as well, and the double-digit score for LGM.
Yeah, Rimuru was able to make it work. Remember, everyone, that is a 3v1 with Rimuru being full HP, not even a skate on his health during that time. So, man, that's really hard to deal with. NB, that was supposed to be the round to win. Remember, third round is the round where you're supposed to win when you you lost the first pistol round. But again, now they were able to shut them down. They were back on the Siffy buys. Even some of them wasn't able to get the buys there. But still, at least some of them has some Vandals. And that might be very good for the team.
You have to question the decision making there as well, but hold that thought as Senju picks up Sordikai right off the bat. The next one that's gonna fall is NB Blazer because of this aggressive setup, and Senju's gonna force the push, but it's just Shorty not gonna be amounting to much, but it's Yora who makes it work with the Sheriff. NG picks up the second for his team, but at the cost of 4 of his teammates, and with only a Sheriff to work with, he's not gonna be able to do much with this, supposedly. But he does take care of Rimuru. It's this time around his turn to go for the 1 versus 2 clutch, as he does pick up the upgrade for himself. But he's making a lot of noise in the pizza area. Not sure what the plan is here for them, but he's baiting out the pushes because he knows that it's such a struggle to go and take spy control with 2 members setting up the crossfire. And now, let's see if he's going to be able to do it with a lot of utility to his hand. Remember, the last time he was at this position, he did a little bit of a misplay, not using that utility to his advantage. This time around, he will be spotted out by the Owl drone, darted down as well, and gunned down by Minami, as it is 1 round away from match LGM. 11-5 on the board.
Yeah, this is just them getting consecutive rounds. Again, they have some Vandals to work with on the... I mean, they don't have any Vandals to work with on the next round. Yes, some of them have, but still, this is going to be a very brutal round for the side of NB Esports, considering that Rimuru has the operator right now. So if he gets the first kill, That is going to be crucial for the team. But at least now they're going on to B side, which is where. No, that is not where Rimuru is. So
Yeah.
at least that's something.
That's true, but their guns, Dash. Only 2 members have assault rifles right now for NB Esports. And of course, they lose man equalization as well as NG falls. Being a little bit too early with that push. Senju, the Empress available. Does take out one as well. Yoda finally taking care of the Empress. And the spike at least is still in the hands of Lingning McCheng, but with the operator slowly making its way in the middle area, it's gonna pick up Yora. The next prey is gonna have to be Sordikai, who will be jumping up and about, but finally taken care of, and she's away. The spike still in the hands of Lingning McCheng, but so many angles to watch out from. We'll be able to pick up one and another. But against this overwhelming push that's happening, he might be able to push it if they get over aggressive. She's away, falls. Okay, it's a 1 versus 1. Valen, you have to be careful now. You don't want to give this away. 23 HP. All it takes is 1 bullet to any part of the body of Lingning McCheng, and it's all done. It's match point for Valen. Smart decision of the turret to buy that space for himself, but he will get peeked by the operator, activates the blades, but it's just a little bit too much for Lingning to deal with. 12-5 on the board. Valen takes us into match point.
Almost too close for comfort for the side right there of LGM. Lingning McCheng was able to get the frags. He was baiting out a lot of them to go forward to him, but in the end, he was able to get all the kills, but in the last one, it was just unfortunate for them to not be able to get the clutch there. That is a round that they needed to win. But right now, on to match point. They have some guns to work with. So this is what I want to see. At least now, they're going to be going with a bang, at least with the Vandals and the Phantoms on hand. And yeah, let's see what's going to happen, because they were not able to do some damage, and the baits are going to happen on the A side.
You should run.
Senju going for this push. Gonna get silenced up, so there's no dismiss available for him. Has to play this perfectly. But the pressure is now on NB Esports, who have to go for this push. But when that collab, Rimuru is doing a lot of work with the operator. Picked up 4 already. Now down to Lingning McCheng once more. We can't count Lingning McCheng because he's always been that clutcher. But when you've been crashed down by so many utilities, it's just too much going on against him. He will be pushed out right now. The Owl Drone is gonna spot him out. And that's just gonna signal the crash down of all the members of LGM right now. It's all gonna boil down to this moment. Will Lingning McCheng be able to go for the 1 versus 3? At least he gets out of that awkward position, but now the lurk is happening, and he will be able to pick up Minami, okay, against Valen, but behind him is where he has to be careful of. Uses the tailwind perfectly, but it doesn't matter because Valen picks him up, and that's 13-5. LGM secured the scrim.
Yeah, that was good plays coming in from LGM. We said a while ago that they're a very frag-heavy team, and it showed during that game that they are really a frag-heavy team. They got a lot of kills, even with Rimuru getting a 27k right now. Some of his teammates are also on the double-digit mark, so that doesn't say that they are really underperforming. They're really just helping each other out. With Rimuru on the helm, trying to get the space for the team, it's just as good as it is. So now, with that said, that is a good play coming from LGM. But again, NB Esports tried their best.
Yeah, NB Esports, you can't count them out for the fact that they can do frag. The problem is, LGM was just better at playing as a unit and playing it down to the microscopic level. They were playing super well off of each other, which is something that I would say is not something that NB Esports had on par with LGM, which is why they weren't able to close it out. But those rounds, even though it is a 13-5 scoreline on both the games, the rounds were very, very close. Most of them, there was even opportunities for clutches, especially for Lingning McCheng. There was just too much teamwork to deal with against LGM. And with that said, LGM, they will be closing it down quickly with a 2-0 against NB Esports. They are victorious in tonight's KJC Scrim. And before we head off into the night, I'd just like to remind everyone that we do have a VALORANT points giveaway worth 1,500 plus points. Just make sure to type exclamation point giveaway and follow all of the instructions. There are no rank limitations, no region limitations. Anyone and everyone can join. And also, we are everywhere. We are on Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and we have a website at kjcesports.com. If you're interested in everything we do, we pump out a lot of content on YouTube, especially a lot of interviews lined up and already published. And if you want to get acquainted and get to know more about the scene, do check us out on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification. The works. You know how it works. Again, my name is Datum, and I'm casting here tonight with Dash. If I haven't forgotten anything, see you guys on the next one. The next scrim is gonna be tomorrow, and good night.